If you've been watching all of the Exit Your Lazy Girl era and productivity videos and you still feel like there's something missing and you feel like you don't have any motivation to actually change your life, but there's so many aspects of it that you hate and you just really want to change, then this is the only video that you need to watch to get motivation in order to transform your life this year, because we're going to be talking about some mindset shifts and some new perspectives that you need to adopt in order to actually stay consistent with your habits and implement any of the strategies that you've learned in other videos. Because if you don't change what is up here, then any strategy that you try to implement, you're not going to stick to it anytime long term. You're going to do it for 1 or 2 days and then that's it. And you know that that's what happens because that's what's been happening. And we're done doing that in 2024. We're going to be changing our mindset, changing our perspective to change our life. It is absolutely possible to completely transform your life within the span of a year and become unrecognizable, so much so to the point that you don't even believe how much you have changed and transformed. However, it requires you to be very consistent, be very intentional, and be consistent every single day, every single week, every single month. Have milestones for yourself. Be consistent with your habits. Work towards your goals. However, that is easier said than done. It takes a lot for you to be able to show up every day and remember why you're doing something, especially when you're not seeing results. But one of the first steps that you need to change in your mindset is believing that it is possible, that yes, everything that I want can come true. All of the goals that I set for myself, I can make them happen within a year. Because if you don't believe it's possible, then you've already lost right there, because you're not going to have the discipline to stick to anything, because at the back of your mind, you're always going to be thinking that, why am I even doing all this work? Because it's not going to happen for me anyways. So the first thing you need to do is believe that yes, this is possible. I can make this happen. You are the only thing that is holding yourself back and keeping you where you are now and keeping you from where you want to be. When you actually realize and grasp the power that you have within you, your ability to create and manifest and act out your life and the person that you want to be, it'll be like a flip switched one day over the other when you realize that I am literally the main actor in my life, and while I might not be responsible for all of the circumstances and the situations that I'm in and have happened to me, I have the ability to change my thoughts, change my beliefs, change my actions, and see a difference as a result. And as you get started on this journey and you see like your first little transformation, your mind will be blown when you realize that it's literally, the power has always been within me and no one else can make something happen for me like I can make it happen for myself. When you understand this, you will be amazed at how quickly your life will start to transform and how quickly you will start to feel better about yourself and about your life. People think that they need motivation to get started or to continue doing something before you've seen results. But no, motivation doesn't get you started and motivation doesn't even keep you going. Motivation is just a positive benefit that comes from being on the journey, that when you are motivated, it makes it a little bit easier, but you can't wait or depend on motivation because she is unreliable and she will not stick with you and guide you through what you have to do. And you know that. You can't wait on motivation in order to get to where you want to go. And if you depend on motivation in order to keep you going and you don't build the muscle of doing the hard things or doing the things that your true self wants you to do and giving into your impulses, if you don't build the muscle of being that type of person and wait until motivation or inspiration strikes, then you're not going to get very far on your journey. and then you're going to be right back where you are now, watching another Exit My Lazy Girl Era video and taking down all of these strategies and tips. But these strategies and tips don't work if you aren't the type of person who implements them and works towards your goals. If you're not that person, you're not going to get those results. Another mistake that we make is that we see other people online who are achieving things and doing hard things and staying consistent, and we think, oh, well, they have more motivation than we have, or like they're just like more disciplined, or it's easier for them to do hard things. No, that's not how it is. Because again, it's coming back to this belief that motivation is like this like prize that you have to like wait on and reach for. And then when you don't have it, you can't do anything. That's not true. None of us have more motivation than the other. It's just some people have built up the muscle of doing the hard thing despite how they may be feeling in the moment. Those people just have commitment towards their goals and beliefs that they can achieve what they want to achieve, and beliefs that they deserve to achieve what it is they want to achieve. And that commitment is what keeps them going, not motivation. And when you realize that, you stop putting those people on a pedestal and you realize that I can have those same qualities too. I can build myself up to be a person who has commitment, who has drive, who has long-term thinking. And in order to actually have long-term thinking, you need to meet and befriend your future self. Right now, you only know and you're only friends with your current self, and that's why you only make decisions that benefit your current self. When you sit down and you think about your future self and you meet her or him and you think about who they are, how they would have gotten to where they are, what kind of habits that they have, what is important to them, how they feel about themselves. When you meet future you and you think about how he or she feels about themselves and how they show up in the world, you will then be able to make decisions and do actions that benefit your future self. Because if you don't know who they are, then all you're going to think about is your current self. Your future self is accomplished. They are fulfilled. They feel proud of themselves. They are happy, and they are genuinely grateful to you, your present self, for everything that you have done and all of the decisions that you have made that align with who you want to be in the future. Your future self feels so good. They wake up every day with purpose. They feel good about themselves. They feel proud of who they are and who they're becoming. And when you think about that, it is going to be so much easier for you to make certain hard decisions. They're not going to be hard anymore. We also tend to have this illusion that progress is linear. And so when I've gotten started and I'm starting to see progress, when there are any dips, it means that I'm failing and I'm doing something wrong. And then I just give up, and you lose motivation and you lose the drive and the dedication and the commitment that you've been building up on your journey because you had a failure or a mistake and a setback. But progress is not linear. It doesn't go like this. It goes... That's what it looks like. And you are steadily going up. However, there are ups and downs all along the way. That's what progress looks like. And when you accept and recognize and actually change your mindset and look forward to all of the ups and downs, because you know that you have to go through all of the ups and downs in order to get to where you want to go. When you make a mistake or when you fail at something, and once you self-correct and course-correct, then you know that you're heading in the right direction, because progress and success is not linear. The quicker that you make mistakes and learn from them is the quicker that you will get to where you want to go. If you have given up on any goal or anything that you wanted to do in the past and you think it's because you're lazy, you need to recognize that you're not lazy and change this mindset. Otherwise, you're again going to have the same cycle where you try something and you fail at it and then you give up and you think you're lazy, you speak bad about yourself, you feel bad about yourself, and it's really hard to get started again. People don't quit because they're lazy. They quit because of 3 main reasons, and none of them have to do, for the most part, with being lazy. The first reason why people usually quit is because you are literally working so hard, where you are exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally, and you have nothing left to give. But this is rarely ever the case. Like, this almost never happens. Most of the time, it's either reason number 2 or number 3. But if this is you and you have actually just reached in that point and where you're like so burnt out and you can't just do anything at all and you have to give up, then one, if you think this is you, actually really think about it and be critical, because more than likely it could be that you just think that you've been working that hard, but you actually haven't. But if this is you and you are burnt out, it is because you are not self-educating. The most successful people in whatever field that you are trying to pursue, they're not working as hard as you and they are not burnt out like that. However, they're achieving better results. Therefore, there's some information that you're missing in terms of strategies and principles in order for you to progress and get to where you want to go. The second reason why people give up is because they feel overwhelmed and anxious because they are confused and they don't have any clarity on what it is they want and where it is they are going. So if you have a general idea in your mind of what it is you want, but you don't have it written down, you don't have it clear, that every time you try to get started on working towards something, you'll be like in your head trying to figure out everything, like, what should I be doing now? Am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing something else? And then your brain is going to be so tired. So obviously you're going to feel overwhelmed because you're using up all of this unnecessary energy trying to like figure out if you're doing the right thing or not, because you haven't taken the time to sit down and get really clear on what it is you want. Most people are confused and lost going through life. Clarity is the solution to anxiety. If you don't get clear on what it is you want, you will feel anxious. It's a given. So in order to not feel overwhelmed, feel anxious, and then feel like giving up because you have no idea what you're doing, get very clear on what you want, outline your project, outline your goal, and identify what you know and what you don't know, and fill in the gaps. The third reason why people give up is because subconsciously or consciously, they don't believe that they deserve it and they don't think that it's possible for them. When you think about it, if you have a goal and you know that you need to do X, Y, and Z to work towards it, even if you start doing X, Y, and Z, if you think at the back of your mind that it's not possible for you and you don't deserve it, how consistent are you really going to be? Not very, because you know that it doesn't really matter what I do, I'm not going to get to where I'm going anyways. So it just naturally makes sense for you to give up so that you're not wasting your energy on something that's not going to get you the achievement or the goal that you're looking for. So a big mindset shift that you have to make is believing that you deserve what it is you want to get and that it is possible for you. So your self-esteem and your identity is a big part of this. If you identify yourself as someone who is unsuccessful, lazy, or low self-esteem, or anxious, or incapable, or stupid, we say these horrible things to ourselves and we mean it. If that is the perception and the identity that you have of yourself, you are not going to think that you are worthy of achieving the goals that you have. And therefore, you're going to self-sabotage and you're going to give up and you're going to quit. And it's not because you're lazy. It's because you don't think you deserve it and you don't think it's possible for you. It's possible for other people, but it's not possible for you. So if this is you, you need to work on your self-esteem in order to believe that it's possible for you to achieve your goals, and it will be so much easier to stay consistent because you will truly feel like I deserve this and it is coming to me, and therefore I'm going to work towards it because I know it's coming and I know that I can do it. One way to actually improve your self-esteem and also to feel less anxious so you're less likely to give up is to start taking action. I mean, yes, it is important to get clear and plan, but you can't just stay in planning forever and ruminating in your mind. That is obviously going to make you anxious and it's not going to give you any proof to help boost your self-esteem. So when you start taking action and you're on the path of where you want to be going, even if you're not sure if you're on the right path, but you're moving in that general direction, it's going to help your self-esteem and it's going to help keep you going because you will start making small little decisions that work out well, and you will start feeling like, okay, well, I know how to make good decisions. I can do this. I'm seeing a little bit of progress, or I'm seeing momentum. Even if I'm not seeing change happening, I'm feeling momentum I'm making better decisions for myself. I'm sticking to my habits. I'm staying consistent, and I'm learning new things as I'm on the journey. And so that's going to make you feel less anxious because you're going to feel like you have a direction, and you know that once you stay on this general path, then you're going to get to where you want to go. You can't actually plan out every single little step without being in the action, because you don't know what you don't know. And when you get started, you will encounter something, you figure it out, and then you move forward, and you will encounter something else, and then you figure it out. You can't sit down and think about all the things that you may encounter, because a lot of them you won't even know, and try to find a solution for it. That is going to make you very anxious, and it's going to make you feel like you're not capable. Handle what is right in front of you, and then move on and take small little actions consistently. You don't need to have it all figured out. And if you think that you need to, then you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to be insecure, and you're not going to stay consistent. If you work on these mindset shifts, it is going to be so much easier and so effortless for you to stay consistent towards the things that are important to you. And you will never feel again like you need to wait for motivation or inspiration in order to get going and continue. You will feel so proud. You will feel so fulfilled because you would understand that it's possible for me. You would have built up your self-esteem. You would have been gaining clarity, so you're not feeling anxious. You would have been taking small actions every day, and you would have met your future self and befriended him or her, so that you will know and understand and embody how it feels if you're in that position. And therefore, it's going to be so much easier for you to make decisions that align with your future self and your future goals. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be this consistent person. Think about what you heard in this video and see how you can shift your mindset more towards adopting better thoughts and better ways of thinking that are going to align with what it is you want. Because if you keep your old patterns of thinking, then it doesn't matter what strategy, what tactic, what you implement, what you do, you are never going to be able to be consistent, because you will always be operating from this frame of mind that you currently have that is not working out for you. So you need to change your mindset, and you need to befriend your future self, work on your self-esteem, and do everything else so that it comes naturally and effortlessly to you to work towards your future and building yourself up. So that is it for this video. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great 2024. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am so looking forward to your journey. And if you have any feedback or any comments, please feel free to leave them. I would love to hear from you. Bye.